Hi and welcome back to Today We Review, and today we'll be reviewing Digimon D-Terminal from Season 2. So today we're going to be presenting the second section or the second part from the Digivice that we presented last video as well. Today we're going to be talking about the D-Terminal, which is the adapter or the device that went along with the Digivice inside the Digimon series. Today we're going to be reviewing this device. We're going to be seeing an overview. We're going to test it out, and at the end I'll provide a few feedbacks and my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick. So it's the device itself isn't that large. It's mostly it's about 5 inches wide, long about 3 inches. Height, I guess you could say height wise. It's very light. It's made out of plastic. It's let's see, this side is also plastic itself. The buttons, they're pretty responsive as well. This D-Terminal, I actually purchased it back, and actually it should say right here, back in 2000, and I do remember that this Digivice in particular was worth $20. Right now you could go to eBay and you could probably find one for about $40, so it hasn't gotten that pricey. So these are the connection ports that actually went along and connected to the Digivice. Backside we see the speaker, of course, a battery compartment. Battery compartment, and of course the up and down button. Digimon logo in the front, and as we open it, we actually see the Digi language, which is right here on the top part. It's actually, when I first got it, I never really paid attention to this until months later, and I was like, oh, it's the alphabet. So here in the inside we see a screen. The screen isn't large, it's about an inch and a half. Different tabs, and they're going to be corresponding to later devices. It's not heavy at all. Buttons are responsive, as I mentioned. There's nothing on the top side. Alright, and these are the connection ports for the D-Terminal. Once again, what we're seeing here is the connection ports that connect to the Digivice. It's kind of like an insert and male and female inputs, and the two sections that are for the connection port. So let's go ahead and pop the back side, and you do need a screwdriver. Nothing special or anything. That's one thing that I really enjoyed about older devices, that you didn't really need any special inputs or anything. So this, sorry about the noise. We're going to include, it contains, or it only actually powers up with two AAA batteries. So today we're going to be doing AAA batteries. And I don't know if you were able to hear that, but that's actually the Digivice D-Terminal, powering on. So let's go ahead and put this guy, and we're going to turn him around. And let's open them up. And right away we already see the Digimon logo. So as soon as we push the power button on, this one, sorry. So this is the enter button and the back button as well. Up and down button for different forms. So this D-Terminal is kind of interesting because it has two menus, so that's important to understand. There's two menus. It's similar to the layout in the Digivice, but it's very different because in this one you don't actually have a Digimon that you go and have an adventure with. Instead, this is kind of like a database where you actually have data information regarding Digimons, and any Digimon that you've seen, you can actually showcase it on here, and it provides you with extra information. Alright, so let's go ahead and go through the menu real quick. So in the first one we have database, and the second one we have translate, game, similar to the other one, versus battle, and system. So let's go ahead and translate. You can actually translate almost kind of like different words, and they provide you with Digimon. So let's go ahead and whatever, beef, and found a mistaken. You have to go up and end and translate. Let's see. I'm not sure if you're able to hear that. Give me a second. Let me put the mic. So on the top section, we're actually viewing what the word beef is translated to Digimon language, and that's what we're reviewing. The next section, actually no, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm actually still surprised and glad that the D terminal actually still works really well. I haven't used it as much as Digivice, but I still have used it, and you can see the normal wear and tear that actually I have around here. The screen's actually been really great, and I'm glad I've been able to keep it. Game, the other section, we have two games. We have game A, which is high score and score. Oh, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a shooting game. Yeah, so we have to shoot right in the middle by pressing that button. Oh. And there are a couple of, I guess, different icons that pop out that you have to get. So there are some that are actually a bit faster, and those are the ones that you want to go ahead and get. I'm not sure if you'll see one. Oh, yep, that one. And this one too. This slower version right here. And you know, this version as well. If you were able to get, oh, nope. Haven't played this game in a while, so it's been a while. And as you notice, there is a bar that's a timer. So that's one way to see what your score is and, you know, play with it. We have the other game as well, and this one, of course, we have game over. There really isn't a way to win it. You kind of just try and get as many points as you can before the timer runs down. And of course, if you press it again, it becomes high score and your regular score that's on there. I'm not sure. There you go. If you could hear this tone, it's a nice little tone that goes with it. So if you push it again, it starts again. But in this case, we're gonna head back, and let me see if I can actually. There we go. So let's go ahead and go to game 2. Game 2 is actually an interesting one because unlike the other versions, it's a puzzle. So it provides you with the image at the very beginning, and it scrambles it. And your objective here is trying to put the pieces back together. So, for example, putting it here, and we'll go up, and then we'll have, and during the meantime you hear a little tone. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can get this. There's something wrong here. There we go. And as soon as you complete the game, once again, it provides you with small animation and the ringtone to it as well. And that's pretty much about it. If you decide you want to play again, you could push the button again. It provides you with a new Digimon. In this case, it's going to be Gabumon. And it scrambles it once more. So let's go ahead and go back. Give up. I don't give up, but I'm showing them. And those are the two main games that you have here. On the top part, I'm not sure if you are able to see, but there is that section where it says select mode, and that's basically in all your different forms. So in versus battle, I'll come back to show you that. And versus battle is where you can select. This is an interesting thing. Let's go ahead and go with beef one more time, where you can select. Oh, the word, and instead of translating it, we're actually going to be introduced to a very interesting thing. So once again, on the top part, you can see the translation from beef to Digimon beef. Sounds kind of odd now that I'm saying it too much. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed, but what happened, what you just saw the animation, if I'm not mistaken, that's Magna Angemon's one of his attacks, which is the gates. So here we see a Digimon. Now, we don't know the name or anything, so one thing that we could do is go push up and database, and here it provides us with a figure, provides us with a name, number 277, and this is Pokemon. Level provides with us as well. So this, in this case, it's an armored Digimon. A group, and this Digimon is a Pixie type, or Pixie Digimon type. It would be a unidentified. Oh, okay, so it's unidentified. Data size. So the data size it provides us, well, not in this case, but certain Digimon do provide us with a type and data size as well. Techniques. So in this case, we have its attacks, heavy, beam, and if I'm not mistaken, pushing it again provides us with the Digimon translation, and then with its second attack, so it's Talon, Arrow, and pushing it again provides us with its Digimon translation, and there we go. So Digivolve, you can't see it. So if we head back and we push this button, we can actually have a versus energy. So by pushing it, we connect it to the other Digimon, and I will be coming back to that. But at first I want to go ahead and review the rest of the menu, and we'll come back once we're ready. So after versus battle, we have system. In systems, we have a couple selections. We have the sound to turn on or off. So you could select on or off. But in this case, I want to have it on. We have contrast, how dark you want it. Let's go ahead and go for 4. Oh, actually even, wow. Let's go ahead, 5, let's go for 4. That way it could be a bit more in the camera. So we have contrast and sound, and that's basically about it for system. Like I had mentioned, there are 2 menus, and this is where we're gonna go into the second menu. So we just actually were introduced to the first menu, which was its basic forms, right? Once we click the enter button one more time, we're gonna go ahead and go to name, and these are the different, this is the second menu: name, number, card, and connect. Name. So we did see that there was a connect, and this connect is a very different one compared to the other one. This connect is when you have a Digimon on your side that you want to scan to your Digivice, to the D terminal, I'm sorry, and that's where we'll be getting the information. And once again, we'll come back to that once I finish reviewing the rest of the menu. Inside name, we can select the name from the alphabetical list. So let's go ahead and scroll down 3, 2, 1 to M. And M we have a couple, so 3, 2, 1, and we'll be selecting Manbomon. Once we select it, we have, oh, I apologize for that. I think we're having a shortage in our apartment. So what you noticed right here is similar to the other ones as well. If you leave it for a bit, it provides you with a short animation. Once again, we'll click name, and it provides us with a 286, and 286 is basically, if I'm not mistaken, the card number it's assigned to. Level, armor as well, group, mutant. Okay, mutant Digimon. Type, unfortunately this one, once again, it provides us unidentified. Data size, again, technique. And we saw previously with the other one, it had 2 techniques and Digimon as well, translation. But Digivolve, here's the interesting thing. Compared to the other one, in here we're able to see who this Digimon represents. So if we select reverse, we're going to see a short animation, and it de-Digivolves back into, there we go, Patamon. So in Patamon, we have the same formats. We have figure, we have group, we have name. Let me see if it has type. I believe this one does. There we go. So this one, it has data. That's its type, and its size is 2.0 G. So it's 20 gigabytes. That's its digital size. This is one of the few things that I thought was very interesting for the D terminal, that it provided you with a realistic data size for the Digimon. So if Patamon is 20 gigabytes, or 20 G, or 20 gigabytes, you know, it makes you think how much data is Omnimon and all the other Digimons as well. So in technique, and here's one of the interesting things as well that we're going to be viewing in Digivolve. We actually have 3 versions. We have Digivolve, Reverse, and Armor. So if we Digivolve, we're going to see his champion level, Angemon. In Reverse, we see his his reverse form, and in armor we have an armor form. However, in armor we are able to select the different armors, so we are able to view every type of Digivolution representing or with the connection of the Digi-Egg. So on the top part again is a select mode, and it has the Digi-Egg, and of course it has, you know, the kind of Digi-Egg. So this one's knowledge. There you go. So we're able to select. So let's go ahead and see what he would look like with one of the golden Digi-Eggs. And this is what he would look like with one of the golden Digi-Eggs. And of course, you could view name, everything as well, data type and everything, and reverse we would go into that. So this is one of the main features, or one of the features of the D terminal, is a data bank. That's what it is. It's providing you with data information, any kind of things that you are wanting to know about Digimon. This is what it is. It's an encyclopedia, dictionary, the whole thing, Wikipedia of Digimon, right in your hands. One of the really awesome, great devices that they were able to take out. So let's go ahead and go back to the menu. In menu we have number. So in number we're able to select a number of whichever category, or from what we're able to select a number, and that number will show us what Digimon is going to show. So let's go ahead and go to 7. Oh, you know what? No, I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and 2, 3, and 4, and we push OK, and it provides us with Vmon. Perfect. So this is a different form of searching. So we just had name, we have number as well. So if by any chance on your card you have the number and you're like, hey, you know, I want to find out more information, so you could type in the number and it provides you with its number 234, and of course Vmon. And if you're interested in finding out what additional Digivolutions Vmon has, this is where you're able to find out the same form as well with a name. So let's go ahead and go back real quick. Once again, name, level, group, and type. Let me see really quick what its data size is here. So once again, it's 20.0G. Interesting. Back in the main menu, we have card as well. And card, this is where, if you do have the starter or the booster, this is where you're able to input its specific number. So the other one, you're able to put a number as well that correlates to the Digimon, but here's where you're able to have a specific number. So for example, if you got the starter pack, you're able to get into it, and let's go ahead and see what 001 is. So in 001 we have Agumon for the starter pack, and that's what came in with its original first season Digimon starter pack. And if we go back into it, the booster packs, if we go ahead and put 001, we have, there we go, and this is 054 from the other number, Metal Greymon. So I do apologize in regards to the number section in this one, but yes, this is the real form of the card with the booster and the starter pack as well. So this is where you're able to actually look into the Digimon regarding its starter number and its booster number. And the last section, connect. So we're gonna go ahead and look into the connect version. All right, there we go. So I brought in the Digivice that we were showcasing in the previous video, and this is what we're going to be doing. So a demonstration. So in the previous video I had shown that we are able to have different categories within it, same thing as we saw in the D terminal as well. Start off, I did actually advance and I fought somebody, so I switched over to Armadillomon now. So we're going to go back to connect and versus and scan. So inside scan we're going to select a party. Let's go ahead and pick somebody from our party, and you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and pick a Mega, and I want to know more about this individual. So we're gonna go ahead and connect them. Oh, give me 1 second. So all you have to do is just connect both sections together initially, just like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, there you go. That is kind of the downside, is that the Digivice does have its own small timer. So we're going to connect. So when you connect, you press OK over here. And there we go. Oh, there we go. So now we have a full description. Now this is the interesting thing, is that originally the D terminal does not contain, let me just get this guy's name really quick. 306. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry, Imperialdramon. Imperialdramon. I apologize, Imperialdramon. That slipped my mind. But yes, originally the D terminal doesn't contain a lot of Mega Digimons. So in this case, it actually doesn't have Imperialdramon. You're able to unlock them with the Digivice. So it was an interesting find, because originally I wanted to actually look into the Megas and it didn't have it. And I'll show you really quick as an example. Well, yeah, I'll show you as an example. So I know, yep, see, there you go. So it doesn't contain its Mega, it only has its Ultimate. However, because I've already played the game on the Digivice, I'm able to unlock the information for this particular Digimon. So if I go to scan, if I go to party, and I go to Mega, oh, okay. You know what? I apologize. I don't think I've passed. I have not yet passed the game with the Mega of Rosemon. Let me see who I have here. That way we could check really quick. So under party. Okay, Paddlemon. Let's go ahead and go to M. Okay, let's find out really quick. So Magna Angemon, and there we go. Perfect. So that's a perfect example. So there is no Magna Angemon Mega. I mean, there is no Mega for Paddlemon. However, if over here on my Digivice, I already have them. So if I go to, and we have them right here. Here we go. So let's go ahead and go back to connect, and I'll show you really quick the interesting thing. So once again, we're gonna connect them, and okay, and I press OK over here. Sometimes it says error, but it still gets them over here. And there we go. Now we have them here, and if I go to name, right there, and now it's registered. And if I were to go, I could reverse, and now he's in the database. So it's interesting to note that they kind of had that as a hidden figure, that once you actually pass the Digivice and connect it, you're able to actually view more information. If I go to Digivolve, now it has the option for Digivolve. Before it didn't, and now it's actually registered on the system. There we go. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and go back to the other menu, sub-menu as well, and we're gonna go ahead and go to Verse Battle. I had mentioned previously before that we were gonna come back to that. So, in this version, we're able to connect and gather information. In this version, we're able to connect and battle. So we're gonna go back to connect. We're gonna go to versus. Okay. No. I'm sorry. Okay. So in this version, we're able to connect and we're gonna be able to battle. So let's go ahead and connect, and we're gonna verse battle. But before that, we select a name. So let's go ahead and go back to Beef. Now that we became very familiar with Beef, we're gonna go back and this is kind of the only kind of downside, is that it does take a bit of time. So if you fight the Digimon and then you want to fight another Digimon, you have to put in the names, and then you get a random number associated to the name, and then you are able to battle again. Alright, so once again, we'll go ahead and go into connect, and we're gonna connect both verses. And yes, that is kind of the downside. There we go. So that's what it was, pushing it. And here's the short animation. So earlier today, or earlier right now, I was trying to push the top button as enter, but in reality, you're supposed to push the middle button. Oh, and if you saw right there, so I'm going to go ahead and explain really quick what we just saw. As I was referring, instead of pushing the top button to enter, I had to push the middle button to enter and accept the connection. What we saw right now was the battle between both Digimons, and as you noticed, I did not have to have them connected. Originally, when I had gotten the Digimon Digivice, and one of my friends also got it, we always had it connected, but we found out that we could disconnect, and it actually transfers the data to input and find out who's gonna end up winning. Interesting, fascinating. So it has 4 rounds. On the 4th round, whatever Digimon has or throws 2 fireballs is the one that wins. So we saw that Armadillomon actually shot 2, and when it came to this screen, this Digimon only shot 1, meaning that they lost and Armadillo won. Similar in the aspects to rock, paper, scissors, similar kind of form where, you know, you end up shooting and higher, or the Digimon that throws the correct combination is the one that wins. So that's the Digimon battle that we saw between a Digivice and the D-Terminal. So I'm going to go ahead and put them over here. So the Digimon Season 2 D-Terminal, I'm sorry, it has a tongue twister after so many Digimons, is a very fascinating device. I always liked combining both of them. If you are able to have the set, I would recommend it, only because you're able to unlock further things from the Digivice that you might not have had on the D-Terminal, and vice versa as well. If you have the D-Terminal, go ahead and try and get a Digivice. They're fun. They're to connect them as well. It has a lot of different options. It has games, so you're able to have entertainment. It has a data bank for information about Digimon, so you're always on, I guess you could say, you're always informed. There you go. That's the correct way to say it. You're always informed of, you know, the who, the what, and everything as well. As I previously mentioned, I got this D-Terminal at $20, its original price. Right now, it's running, the cheapest I've seen is $40. Would I recommend getting it? Yeah, I would. Go ahead and get one if you're able to have a chance. It's not as extensive and as interactive as a Digivice. It's more of a companion to the Digivice as well. It is a standalone by itself device, but in comparisons to both, the Digivice itself does win because it provides you with additional features that the D-Terminal doesn't have, in terms that this one itself is the game, and it provides with in-game in a game inside the game versus the D-Terminal that it just has, you know, the information and it provides you with games. It doesn't have any additional features that, you know, emphasizes that it gives you game inside games, or it has battles. You can't go on adventures, you can't go on quests or any of that stuff. It's just the D-Terminal. And let me go ahead. Once you close it, of course, it doesn't, you know, turn off or anything. It's just that. But yeah, so this is a Digimon Season 2 D-Terminal. By powering it off, all you have to do is just hold down the power button, and there you go. It shuts down. As simple as that. And the battery itself does last a pretty good time. It's depending on usage and storage, it can last you maybe a couple of 2 months. I would just mention that if you're not going to be using it for a while, please take out the batteries. I actually accidentally left my batteries in here, and a couple of months went by, and I had to actually clean the inside because the batteries leaked. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Today we reviewed and we saw and tested out the Digimon Digimon D-Terminal from Season 2. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Love and kisses all the time. And like I mentioned, please like, subscribe, and I'll be posting up a different video next time. Y'all have a great one. Take care.